On the topic of data centers, has communities across the country putting guardrails in place, and Carlton County is now among them. It was a packed house in Carlton tonight where community members came out to speak out about the future of data centers in the county. Carlton County leaders held a public hearing on a proposed pause on any plans for a new data center there. The idea for a moratorium came after meetings earlier this year when a grassroots group called on county leaders to look into the possible impact data centers could have. About 50 community members showed up tonight, including more than a dozen who shared their thoughts on the topic, with many against data centers and some calling for statewide legislation.
I commend you for seeing beyond the lure of money and promises of jobs and to see the end state.
It's a rare opportunity when a quiet administrative action by a county board, along with public support, can act to rein in what has become an important but controversial issue.
And no amount of money is worth destroyed water tables and polluted soils.
Again, Carlton County is just one of many places debating data centers.